ways of the gods are incomprehensible. Far more predictable is the path walked by a man who considers himself a god. So too it was for Sargon, the greatest conqueror Mesopotamia has ever known. Like the legendary shepherd that founded our great city, Sargon seemed to have descended from heaven a grown man, crafted by the gods to rule the world. But while his true origins remain a mystery, his earthly story began here, in Kish, a place so beautiful that even the lustrous words of the poets cannot do it justice. Back when I, Ushar, was still a man of youthful strength, Kish was ruled by Baba. If the gods had molded Sargon from clouds and ether, Baba was made from common clay. Nothing about him was exceptional, save for his fondness for fine food, extravagant clothes, and luxurious wine. Baba had appointed Sargon as his cupbearer, and the shy, unassuming adolescent served him wine and kept him company in many a lonely hour. Yet, unbeknownst to the king, Sargon was plagued by a strange, recurring dream. Ishtar, the goddess of war, appeared to Sargon in his sleep and promised him extraordinary things. One day, she said, he would be king not only of Kish, but of all the land between the Euphrates and the Tigris. Not realizing the weight of his words, Sargon told his master of the dream, and the king turned pale. Had the boy who served him every day truly been chosen by the goddess of war? Baba could not allow this prophecy to come true. He banished Sargon to the desert, and in doing so, he convinced Sargon that the goddess had spoken truly. Yet banishment was not enough for the frightened king. He soon sent Kish's most vigorous warriors to ambush his former confidant among the dunes. I was one of those men. As a smith, I was the strongest, and when Baba ordered me to swap my hammer for a sword, I accepted, but not without hesitation. By now, the tale of the banished servant and his dreams had spread far beyond the royal palace. Many who suffered under Baba's rule saw Sargon as a savior. When I finally caught up with him at a remote well, he was resting in the shade. I left my sword in its scabbard and faced a man who showed no fear. In his mind, he was no longer a simple servant. He was indeed Ishtar's chosen one.
Baba has sent assassins to kill me? How would you know that if you are not one of them yourself?
You are perceptive, Sargon. I understand why Baba fears you so much, but there is no time to talk. Let me prove my loyalty to you.
There is the traitor called Sargon. What are you waiting for, Shar? Help us hunt down the renegade.
Baba will send more assassins. We cannot stay here. But I know of 2 villages where we could hide for a while.
It is Sargon, the chosen one, who it is said will lead us Sumerians into a new age. You may stay with us as long as you wish, and we will support your cause.
Alamas.
So, you are holed up in a seedy village, Sargon. My scouts are everywhere. You can escape neither my eyes nor your fate. Building walls, I see. I thought that you had dedicated your life to Ishtar. Since when does the goddess of war approve of shunning the field to cowardly hide behind masonry?
Baba rules not only Kish, but also Zippar and Borsippa. It is time that these places bowed to Ishtar's will.
Abadaki.
Urza Baba's forces have occupied several mines in this area. We should seize them. An attack on the heavily guarded southern gates of Kish will cost many lives. Our scouts report that the gates to the north are barely protected, however.
Nothing remains of Borzipa's temple but smoking ruins. Build a new place of worship here so that the people can henceforth dedicate their lives to Ishtar. The inhabitants of Borzipa worship Nabu, the god of learning and writing. From now on, they will revere the power of the sword with which we will smash Urzababa's weak rule.
Tarai, Yeri.
Zippar's place of worship is destroyed. Build a new temple over its ruins so that the inhabitants of the city will follow Ishtar. The people of Zippar were once blinded by the sun god, but they have now seen the light. Their warriors will make fine additions to Ishtar's army.
It is sacrilege to tear down the temples of pious men, Sargon. Is this your idea of a new order? You are building on quicksand, my friend. Get away from my land, Sargon. Remember that I exiled you from Kish. I was right. This man has come to kill me, just as the prophecy foretold. The taste of death is upon my lips. All is lost!
As we entered the royal palace in Kish, I swelled with joy and pride. Sargon had triumphed, and it seemed that this man, blessed by Ishtar, was truly invincible. Yet in my quiet moments, I wondered if it would ever have come to this if Urzababa had not expelled Sargon. Had we fulfilled a prophecy? Or had a simple dream become prophecy, only after the fearful king sealed his own fate? Dreams and oracles, visions and prophecies, it seems that these mysterious forces can be as dangerous to those who believe in them as they are to those who ignore them. Our soldiers often wondered where Sargon had actually come from. Some believed that he had descended from heaven, like the founder of Kish. Others said that he was an orphan who had been found in a basket floating on the Euphrates. I have even heard some townsmen say that he was the son of a priestess who had given birth without having ever lain with a man. Sargon only smiled at these rumors. He said that it does not matter where a man comes from, only where he goes, and that he himself follows the path that Ishtar shows him. That path led to war. With Kish subdued, Sargon sent his army to conquer the countless city-states of Mesopotamia in Ishtar's name. The masters of these cities scoffed at Sargon's ambitions, yet secretly, they all feared him. In order to match Sargon's army, they joined forces under the leadership of Lugal-Zagesi, the priest killer. He was a brutal man, feared for his atrocities across the region. He would often desecrate the temples of the cities that he conquered. Yet, he was a capable tactician and a gifted commander, a suitable challenge for Ishtar's champion.
The city-states of Mesopotamia lie before us. They are loyal to Lugal-Zagesi, but they will follow Ishtar's call after seeing her artifact.
Zaukanta.
This is the cart carrying the artifact. We should task soldiers to guard it at all times so that the artifact does not fall into the wrong hands.
Our scouts report seeing some unclaimed villages in this area. We shall add them to my growing empire.
Parai. Ombus.
Romus.
Rogan.
We have constructed a market in this village. As long as it remains standing, the inhabitants will pay tribute to us. The people of Nippur are in awe of our army and Ishtar's artifact. This city will not cause us any further harm.
Who do you think you are, Sargon? A holy man? As far as I know, you have only pushed a senile old man from his throne. Do not make the mistake of considering me such a pathetic figure. Oh, and before I forget, I hear that you are spreading rumors among your followers that I am a cruel desecrator of temples. What exactly did you do in Sippar and Borsippa, Sargon? You're a hypocrite, not a chosen one.
The inhabitants of Shusha realize that their resistance is futile, for mortals cannot defy the divine will. They will join our cause.
I never liked that city anyway. Untrustworthy wretches who always pay their taxes late. You are welcome to deal with them from now on.
The artifact has come to Larsa. Its residents, common farmers and rich merchants alike, are equally seized by fear and awe. They bow their heads to the goddess and to you, wise Sargon.
3 enemies defeated. Only 1 city-state left. In the name of the goddess of war, we will conquer even the most stubborn. What are you waiting for, my soldiers? Victory is within reach.
Not so fast, Sargon. You might impress some frightened city militias with your cheap artifact, but not me. Prepare to fight real soldiers. Now let us see if that self-proclaimed chosen one is immune to our swords and arrows. Charge!
Well, well. We will soon find out which of us bit off more than he could chew, Lugal Zagisi.
That was just a taste, Sargon. Next time I will not be so merciful, but will crush you like a bothersome insect.
There they run, back to Uruk to lick their wounds. The day is ours. The soldiers of Isin bow to Ishtar's will and will no longer fight us. From now on, our enemies are theirs.
After several bloody campaigns, the enemy coalition was crushed. The goddess of war may have enjoyed the slaughter, yet I shuddered at the piles of bodies that we left behind in her name. Still, our mission was not over. Ishtar had promised Sargon all of the land that lies between the 2 great rivers. But as long as Lugal Sagisi remained at large, Sargon's claim to hegemony would be challenged. As the tyrant fled southwards, our soldiers pursued him to his well-fortified capital of Uruk. There, holed up behind its walls, he began scheming once more.